And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They go back to Murray on first down. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go, huh? Lucky 50.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, here's Cousins. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now. Quandre Diggs there defensively.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
On now to kick it away is the punter, Matt Wild. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the 20. Just beating the play clock. Stafford. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Charles Tapper. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Stafford. He's going to let this one go deep. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
And out now come the Vikings. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. To throw, Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Joshua Perry. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Play fake. Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? It's the last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Lions will take over. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Johnson. And an alley to run. It's a foot race. The 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are going to take a first quarter lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. They've had it twice. They punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum? One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup, and now they've got a 3rd down and 8. Play action now. Cousins. The ball comes out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule. Where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It's always a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
1st and 10. Stafford. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
2nd and 10. Stafford again. And he's got room. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Well, why do you go out and spend a first-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his first interception.
Exactly right, and you're trying to limit the number of plays an offense runs. You're trying to limit the number of possessions they have. And he was a guy that I targeted coming out of college and rated very highly for his playmaking skills on defense.
And now he has his first career interception. On 1st down, Murray. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Ringo. Lucky 48.
A handoff. It's Murray. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
They'll run here. It's Murray. Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Wide.
Now a give. This is Murray. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And on the ground they go with a running back, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5.
Rhino! Let's go.
They'll run it left side with Murray. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Latavius Murray with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Here we go. 50.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now a handoff. Johnson. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. He was able to pick up 6 yards there, so that leaves him with a 3rd and 13.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. David Perry in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Murray. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. The Vikings on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. They go play action. Cousins sliding out of the pocket. On the crossing route, complete. That's Morgan. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. They'll run it now out of the gun. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
His throw incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and now it's 3rd down.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Ziggy Ansah in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. 35 yards that time on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Here's Stafford. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. They give him a gain of 38. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And Tate's got it. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Now Stafford. And that is incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. A gain of 6 there on 1st. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Cousins now on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And now out comes Minnesota. Back to it after the pick 6. Cousins. Flushed out right. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. So 1:55 to go in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this.
All right, now here we go.
Now a play fake here on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this, until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, Johnson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Stafford on first down. Roberts with it over the middle. And he's brought down. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
On the ground, this is Johnson. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. To throw on 3rd down, Stafford underneath for Johnson. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And his kick is good. All right, we now proceed to the start of the second half. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. This will be taken short, and they'll be backed up a bit to start as he's out of bounds at the 16. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll run it here with Bell. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. To the right and complete to Galladay. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, now it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
They go play action here on first down. And he dumps it off to Blount. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now the Notre Dame man. This is Theo Riddick. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Well, that's the desired outcome coming out here in the second half of being able to run the football and establish a little bit of pace and maybe even a bit of dominance at the line of scrimmage. And they want that to continue. Way too early to think about this being ball control time. But the way they're running it, you got to think they may want to continue that and see if they can go ahead and grind their opponents into submission.
Check. We're rolling. Zebra. 22. Check. Watch the 4. 10.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. On play action, Cousins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
The Vikings on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 14. Off the play fake, Cousins. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll get him down here at the 23. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Matt Wild now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And now out comes Minnesota. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll try and get the running game going here with Murray. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. The tackle there by Eli Harold.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Nevin Lawson there on the tackle.
2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. The Vikings on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6.
To throw is Cousins. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Eli Harold in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here's Matt Weil now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Returnable here from the 38. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
On first down, it's Stafford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Johnson on the counter. And he's brought down. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
That's a nice run by Kerryon Johnson, the rookie out of Auburn who went in the 2nd round to the Lions. And Brandon, you have to give Lions credit. They keep trying to find that running back that can be dependable for them so they don't have to use Theo Riddick as more of a 3rd down back as their primary ball carrier.
They're certainly hoping to find it in Johnson, the 2017 SEC Player of the Year.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Hey, Red! Mike! Hurry up, get set!
Play action. Stafford connects it to Roberts, right side. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. The Lions on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, Stafford. He's going to air one out. And this is caught inside the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll go to Blunt, try and pound it in. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on 2nd and goal.
Come on. Set. 180.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Here's Prater now set to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now out comes Minnesota. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. And the Lions Pressure too strong. Down he goes. Devon Kennard. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long.
Two. We're going. Let's go.
Cousins. They've got his man complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
Here we go. Four down.
Carries piling up. It's Murray again. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Here we go. Any energy. Zebra. Good. 180. Black.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Gonna let it fly for Rudolph. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jamal Agnew. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Check the 4 down. Jack 53.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Here we go. Zebra. Set. Hey, lady. Zebra.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy. and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Black. Wait, hard. Let's go.
Following the interception, Cousins. He's going to take another shot here. And this is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Carlson now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Then he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. And Detroit getting set to go now. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw with this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
First down carry here for Johnson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Defensively, no doubt they need a quick stop. Offensively here, maybe do you put it in the air on second down, or do you go ahead and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving?
A lot of people would ask that question, partner, because sometimes throwing the ball might actually be the path of least resistance. But in this case, it's a matter of trust. How much do you trust your quarterback? Because you throw the ball and it goes awry, you really don't look smart as a coach.
Yeah, and then you stop that clock.
All right, here we go.
They go to Johnson again. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. The Lions on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 4.
21.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. He finds Roberts, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A good pick up there of 20 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. On the tackle, it's Trey Waynes. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
Stafford going to throw it. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Cousins to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Jarrett Davis in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes over with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Glover Quinn. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Again, it's Johnson. Room here to run. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big pickup there. Without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Detroit, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take.
Somebody call for the queen.
I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving them. I told him to keep the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rats in the morning, I had me a pop out of morning. I had me some rats by the morning, I had a sister by the morning. I got on a meat on the morning, rats keep me up on the podium. I had a in my shoulder. You got a picture. You got the picture me. Pacific ice on my ocean. Ready for war like I'm Russia. Ladies should never look it. My diamonds they tussling. My neck and my belly. They call it for me and they. You want me like me, you know? Yeah. Her Rex on her. Yeah. Big Rex better calm down. Yeah. If you go around, come around. Yeah. Whole squad. Yeah. Squad goes on me. Jumping in the bed with 2 dark teeth, man, who's you? My shot is pulling up with a real bad, you too. Dripping my swag, about tag on, I got it in the bag, man, I'm getting all type of cash, I'm a general true. I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with it. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving them. I told him to keep the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rats in the morning, I had me a pop out of morning. I had me some rats by the morning, I had a sister by the morning. I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium. I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture.
You got a picture me. Send me calling, ready for war like Korea. Headlining shows out in Poland. You should be cleaning my mansion. My peasants disgusting. Why don't you act like a Hoffman and go get to dustin'? Yeah, latex on my. Go clean my crown. They
my back. Carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning. Skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning. I had me a pop by the morning. I had me some breaks by the morning. I had a sister by the morning. I got on a meat on the morning. The rats keep me up on the podium. I had a in my shoulder. You got a picture. Jumping in the bed with 2 dark teeth. Who's you? My shawty pulling up with a real bad. You too. Dripping my swag.
Look at the cash coming in. Come get your man, Slim Booker bugging me. Just need a bag, quit all that jaw jackery. Don't even be that, I don't want none of it. It's bad about it, had enough of it. Whoa, watch what you saying, how the poppin' is shaking. Got is a laser, my posse deep and I raiding. We act the fool for the paper. Had a dream and I made it. El Camino on Dayton's, bitches guess over baby. Put the bread on me. Bet on my bacon, big it flat in the bacon. I might just roll out today. I might just roll out to Vegas, head back to my old ways. Cop a roof all day. Look at me, baby. Look at me, baby. Don't I look like a million? I'm about to clean out the safe. Don't I look like somebody that just be bodying everything? All that talking is great, but I don't be talking. I air it out. All the problems have gotten easy to bury. I'd rather kiss on my. I've been broke way longer than I've been rich, so until it levels out, I'ma take mama to the Marriott. Took me so long to get it, gonna spread it out. Let them know all about me when I'm dead and gone. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubble. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubble. Look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the hand, one in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. I'ma need all the fries you can give me, all the hot sauce, all the pie you can give me. Better be all or nothing.